This is June 30, 2018, and we're here at the Frenchville Heritage Park in Frenchville, Maine. The town is hosting a special event in conjunction with the Northern Cruisers Auto Club from Madawaska, Maine. Today is the first ever auto show to be held in the new Frenchville Heritage Park. In 2015, the town of Frenchville obtained a piece of property along U.S. Route 1 and the Bangor and Aroostook Railroad tracks, where once a long line of potato storage houses once stood. Now gone, the property remained idled until the Frenchville Heritage Park Committee turned the area into a public park. There are many facilities in the park, including a gazebo for public gatherings, as well as a place to sit and enjoy the beauty of the St. John Valley. A wood carving of a maple sugar operation. Flags of the United States, Canada, and the state of Maine. Public restroom facilities, soon to be replaced with a more permanent structure. Covered picnic tables. And lots of picnic tables and park benches. And here we are at Frenchville Heritage Park, where today we're going to be having a car show. And here with me is
Gerald St. Jean.
And Gerald, how you're? I see president of looks like Northern Cruisers. Is that it?
I'm the president for the Northern Cruisers Auto Club in Madawaska. We're a membership of 70 members this year. And it's growing. I started that club roughly 10 years ago. And back then we were 23 members, active members. And this year we're up to 70 members.
Is it just that there are more vintage cars or antique cars?
I tried as much as possible to control the situation. I mean, because there's some people that have cars that don't qualify for a car show, but they want to join. So I use judgment. If it's fairly clean and look good, I will accept them. But on the average, I try to control that by having 3 different classes, which is antique, classic, and muscle cars, or pickups. And that's the way it's been working everywhere. That's how they judge the cars. And
so when people bring their cars or their pickups to a car show, they're actually judged, is that it?
Yes.
So there's a first place, second place, and third place?
That is it, yeah.
What kind of judging do you do?
As far as judging, I use the common sense and judgment. I judge that by the quality of the car or pickup. As far as the paint, if the paint is good and it looks clean and stuff, the interior, the underhood, the undercarriage, the wheel, the tires, there's a lot of factors that influence the decision to make. Sometimes it's not easy because you go to a car show and let's say sometimes there's 4 or 5 cars that would qualify to be first, but it's hard to decide which one you're going to choose. So you take a gamble and you choose the one who you believe, that I believe anyway, that is the more qualified to be a first place or second place or third place.
Now today we're here in Frenchville. Now how did you make the connection between Frenchville and the car show, the Northern Cruisers?
Well, this car show here, I was approached by Percy Thibault and the Frenchville town manager, Ryan Pelletier, last year. They wanted me to do a car show last summer. I couldn't do it because my schedule was already full. So I told them next year I'll work with you guys and I'll arrange to have a show which bring people in town here and something different. Get some time when there's always the same place. I have car show. People say, hey, I've been there last year, or I've been there for the past 2 or 3 years. So a different place brings more people on the average, weather permitting, though.
Now, how do you get the people to come here? Do you just call them up and say we're having a car show, or is this part of the club's activities?
My club, I do have their emails. All of my members have emails, their phone number, and all the info. And I send them an email. Some of them who don't have emails or computer or so, I do call them the previous day or a couple of days before the show. And more advertising that I do is flyers that you guys made and distribute that in different business, Fort Kent, Caribou, Van Buren or so.
And so today here in Frenchville, are you expecting a lot of people to show up?
I was expecting more than that, honestly, but I imagine that due to the weather condition they were announcing rain, so the people from Caribou, especially Caribou, it's a long drive,
yep.
And if rain is predicted, they rather stay home.
No.
But when it's nice and sunny, it's a different story.
Well, Gerald, thank you for all you've done. I mean, this is really a good activity for the town of Frenchville, but also for the Northern Cruisers.
Yes.
I'm sure that when people get together, they talk about cars.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about, at least for the club.
That's what's nice about a car show. It's a social event. People talk together, and sometimes somebody might need some obsolete part for the car. So by talking with the guys around, hey, this guy's got that. So you get connection to fix your car or do something different.
Well, thank you, Gerald. This is great. We're looking forward to seeing the show, and I know you've got other shows, right? You've got something coming up?
I have a schedule almost every weekend. Like the next biggest show in the valley is at Lakeview, which is July 15.
July 15.
A week down the road. And then every weekend I have something. Unless it rains, we cancel that. But people look at they have a flyer that I give them, all of the activities, the time and the place and all that. So they're the one who judge, hey, we're going to go there or whatsoever.
So if somebody has an older car, because I'm not sure what an antique car is, you know, if there's a year break off or...
Yes.
And is there such a...
There's a difference between antique and vintage.
Okay, and
classic. It's all different.
Is it based on age of the car?
An antique, as far as the rule of thumb, let's say, has to be 25 years old or older. Then a classic car, which is like this car there, okay? It's 20 years old, has to be 20 years old. And then you fall in the muscle class. The muscle class, well, there's no guideline, but it has to be a powerful motor and something different, let's say.
So you've got the antiques, you've got the vintage,
classic,
the classic,
antique, muscle,
and the muscle cars.
Yeah, and that's plenty.
And that's plenty.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody's interested in finding out something about the Northern Cruisers or joining the club, how do they do it?
You have to get in touch with me or my secretary, which is my girlfriend, Geraldine. She takes care of the paperwork and that stuff. So either some people who want to join, most of the time they, like today, I got 2 more members. So you go to car show and then they'll approach you, hey, I want to join that show or that event, that club. So that's the way it works.
So they can just call you directly and they say,
oh yes, no problem.
They
call me, I make some kind of an arrangement to meet them, convenient to both parties, and charge them $20 for a year.
Oh, $20 for the year.
Yeah, that's cheap. Because for $20, we're not there to make money. We're there to socialize and have a good time.
Yep.
Because it's quite expensive. Because as far as my club membership, every year I make a brunch to start the season. Like this year was at the Lakeview. Okay? So it's free for them, for the guy and his wife, his girlfriend or whatever. And to close the season, same thing. I do have a brunch, a kind of a little party, and close the season and tell them where we stand with the financial and membership and that stuff. So that's the way it works.
Well,
it
it sounds
good.
It sounds like your club is doing well. I mean, if you're now at 70 plus
Yep.
members, there's a lot of interest in the valley.
Yes, as far as I know, from last year anyway, we were the biggest club in the valley from Bangor North. They have more cars, let's say, down like by Holton and place like that, but people don't want to join the club.
Too far.
I don't know why, but
Yeah.
they go to shows, stuff like that, but they don't want to spend $20, so what's the big deal?
Well, Gerald, thank you again. This has been it's a good day, and hopefully we'll hold off the rain here, and people will just have a good time.
That's it.
Very good. Thank you, Gerald.
I'm happy that you came here today to take pictures and stuff like that. And it's good to have a CD or video of that. And I make copies or so, and some people want some. Hey, I want some for my brother in Connecticut or stuff like that.
That's good. I mean, it certainly is part of the valley, and everybody has an interest in vehicles.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, thank you again, Gerald.
I thank you too. And you have a great 4th of July weekend.
Thank you. And today it's all about cars. Beautiful cars. Here at the Frenchville Auto Show. From all over northern Maine, people have gathered here, bringing their beautiful, beautiful cars. Displaying them. They'll be judged later. People are very, very proud of these cars. And with good reason. Many are part of an auto club in Madawaska, the Northern Cruisers Auto Club. Some are classic cars, and most of them are unique. This is when automobiles were different. This is metal. And this is style. An auto show is not complete without some classic pickups. And people are here in Frenchville just enjoying this car show. Many are drivers. They brought in their families. Everyone is proud of these vehicles. Some of these cars are a family event. Everybody takes part in the car, including the shining of the car. Everyone is proud of their vehicles, and who would not be? This is a very festive auto show with live music and lots of food, but more importantly, lots of nice cars. Some are show cars, but many are utility cars that are being used on a daily basis. From the modern cars to the very classic custom cars. 1952 Chevy Coupe. Look at the styling on this pickup.
It's done.
A 1951 Chevy Coupe owned by Andrew Jackson of Allagash. A 1996 Chevy Camaro owned by Elmer Daigle of Frenchville. A 1922 Ford owned by Joe Hood of Madawaska. A 1974 MG Midget owned by Don Bollier of Madawaska. A 2015 Mustang GT owned by Roger Javert from Saint Agathe. A 2014 Ford Fiesta ST owned by Dylan Dumas, Madawaska.
We've gone down. I had my gold wing. Went down on bike. Hot day.
A 2013 Ford Fiesta ST owned by Cody Sear of Frenchville. A 2007 Ford Mustang Pony owned by Percy Tebow of Frenchville. A 1991 Ford Mustang owned by Norman Sear of Frenchville. A 2007 Ford Mustang Rouge owned by Jesse Campagna of Madawaska. A 1970 Chevy El Camino owned by Dan Bollier of St. David. A 1984 Chevrolet El Camino owned by Gerald St. Jar of Frenchville. A 2000 Pontiac Firehawk owned by Butch DeShane, Madawaska. A 2014 Chevy Impala owned by Alex Williams of Madawaska. A 2008 Ford Mustang Shelby owned by Bob Campagna from Madawaska. It's a 2008 Ford Shelby GT owned by Scott Willett, St. Clair. A 1971 Chevy Chevelle Supersport owned by Frank Desjardins of St. Agatha. A 2010 Ford Mustang, owned by Kurt and Vicky Forsman of Fort Fairfield. A 1961 Chevy Corvette, owned by Phil Bouchard from St. Agatha. A 2017 Chevy Camaro 50th edition, owned by Lionel Emo of Madawaska. A 2018 Dodge Charger Hellcat, owned by Roland Gorno of Fort Kent. A 1985 Dodge Ram pickup, owned by Glenn Tebow of Frenchville. A 1957 Chevy pickup, owned by Gary Michaud of Frenchville. And of course, on every parade comes the rain. Unfortunately, some of the people are starting to leave. We're having a shower, and more is to come shortly.
At this time, we notice, the American Legion have noticed that the flag has been worn, and we're going to replace the flag. The American Legion is going to donate a flag. Sign of arm. Vice Commander, retire the colors. The colors have become fade, worn, and unserviceable in a worthy cause, and should be honorably retired from further services. Sergeant of Arms, post the new colors. Please remove your hats and stand with us for our national anthem. Next, I'm going to invite your president of the Northern Cruise Club to give the criteria of how a winner wins a car show. I want to thank the vice commander and the sergeant of arms for the American Legion 145. Thank you.
We're getting out of this.
Good afternoon, everybody. Sad that it rained, but we don't have no control over that, Mother Nature. But it was a good turnout anyway. And I want to give a big thank you to everyone that showed up, participated in the show. As far as judging, was in between me and George Albert. Where's George? George? He's there anyway, he's hiding. So we'll go on with, I'd like to explain a little bit, just a rough idea how it works to decide whose car is going to win for best of show. I have two trophies here this afternoon, first place and second place. And we walked around and looked at that, and the thing is, you have to be fair. You can't judge by the brain or the neighbor or friend or uncle or so. So it's basically honest as much as we can. The way we do it, me and George did this afternoon, I have a sheet here, kind of a guide that tells me, excuse me a minute. That's better. Oh boy, that's better. Okay. The way it works, we check the body exterior, the paint, quality of paint, if it's orange peel or whatever, peeling, fading, or rust or whatever. Then we check in the molding condition, the chrome, how good the chrome is, part missing or so. The weather stripping, the glass, different things here and there, quality of the car build, if it's built or it's, because usually it's the show goes about the antique, classic, or muscle cars. This afternoon here we have a few foreign-made car, but no problems. Then after we did check the exterior, we checked the interior, the seat quality, how clean it is, and so on. Then the engine compartment, for those who open their hood, we check the chrome, how much money basically he has involved in there and stuff like that. If it's only an air cleaner, chrome air cleaner, it doesn't make big difference. And the undercarriage, well, personally I don't go under the car in the grass, and especially when it's raining. So we decided which one's gonna take the second place for best of show today. And that thing is weird. Okay. Okay, we'll go with second place, best of show, second place for Frenchville Heritage Park. The winner is, give me a second. Okay, for second place, it's Butch Deschênes with a Pontiac. I don't have all of the info here, but too busy, too many things to do. So Butch, congratulations. Thank you, Butch. Congratulations. And the first place winner, it's a guy from Saint Agathe. And he's somewhere around here. I don't see him, but I see the car. It's Fred de Jardin with a 70 Chevelle, 396 or 451, not sure. Fred de Jardin, your winner of first place, best of show. Okay, so we had two places for cars. Then one trophy for best of show in pickup trucks. This one is easier to judge. There's only two of them. There was three. One took off, and the winner is this guy here with a cowboy hat. His name is Mel Chodet from Fortet.
Just want to give you a little backup on how did we became so many sponsors. So I'd like to take a minute here to read the sponsors that sponsored this auto show here to help the Heritage Cultural Park. First was Valley Motors in Fort Kent, Peltier Ford, Acadia Federal Credit Union, Shop and Save, Kmart, Jim's Corner, Paul Gaz, Route 1 Auto Repair and Trucks, Savio Parizzi, Mur and Boys Auto, Red and Green Tractor Storage. When we did that, everybody says, where are they? Machine Shop, Tardif Machine and Welding, Northern Route and new ownership, LC Roy and Son, Autotronic, Albert Gun and Shop, Voisin Cedar Mills, Marquis Michaud Well Drilling, Dolly Restaurant, Edwin Peltier and Son Farming, Trombley, American Legion Post 145. And now I think Gerald wants to do the drawing for the $50 for the car. I
do have a $50 certificate, not certificate, cash money given by the Frenchville Heritage Park, which is this place here. Very generous people, and we like to support them for a car show for this year. And winner, let's see what's going on here. All right, number two, you won $50. Come get your 50. I don't know who's number 2. Check your registration. Car number 2. Possibly. I think so. You were the second one coming here. Yeah. It's true. I remember Mel coming here the second. I was the first one, and Mel was second. He's always early. He gets up at 4 in the morning to come here. So here's your $50, Mel. And thanks for coming. Okay, now we're going to draw the half and half. The amount for the half and half is $65. Check your ticket. The ticket number is 682-812. 812. 812. 812, s'il vous plaît. Come here. D'accord, lui? That's him again? Oh, cheater. Let me see your ticket, Mel. That's it. That's Mel again. Oh, just a minute. Yeah, Mel.
Mer's car is out the other end, and he had said to somebody that to close the top, the T-top, and close the windows. So, okay. Now at this time, I want to invite the chairman of the Heritage Committee, John Raymond, to say a few words.
Well, first of all, thank you very much all for coming. It was a great show. The rain held up most of it, and it's great. I want to thank Percy and Gerald for organizing just a great show, and for everybody who participated and showed up. So thank you very much. Stay out of the rain, let's get dry, and thanks again for coming. Thank you very much.